So, hello and welcome back everyone to my channel. Now, in our previous class, we talked about Bootstrap. Remember, this is the web development series from the CS Academy. We've looked at HTML, CSS, as well as projects using HTML and CSS, and as well as responsive design. And in our previous class, we looked at Bootstrap, right? So, we talked about some of the classes in Bootstrap. We talked about the what's it called, the Bootstrap nav, which is a component and not the class, right? We also talked about the color classes, primary, secondary, sources, and so on and so forth. Then we talked about other utility classes such as display and giving classes of headings as well as buttons, button groups, and so many other things. So let me just right click and open this on live server so we see what we had in our previous class. So this was the previous class. We looked at different things, right? And this was my previous video on YouTube. So in today's class, we're going to be applying all of what we learned on this previous class as well as other things. Remember, like I said in the previous class, we didn't do Bootstrap, Flexbox, and as well as grid system. So, like I said, we're going to be applying those things we learned in the previous class as well as other stuff. All right, remember I shared something that said the best way to learn any design framework or course or language is by the use of projects. So, join me. Let's create a project, a simple project using Bootstrap. I think I've lost it. Okay, this is the project we're creating using Bootstrap, right? Right, so I hope you enjoy it. Even though we're going to be creating this, we might not replicate it exactly the way it is, but then we're going to learn a lot of things. The purpose of this class is just to, be able to put together the things on Bootstrap to build a project. So I hope to see you guys, and I hope you enjoyed this video. So before we start, this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to create a new folder, and we're going to be calling this Bootstrap landing landing page, right? So the name of the project is the Bootstrap landing page. So we can do index.html, right? Now remember I said something in the previous class that with Bootstrap, sometimes you might not need to write CSS. You get, but that sometimes we need CSS. For a project like this, we are to do something like a background image. So I think we need CSS for this, just for that image. So let's go back and do it. So now we're going to be creating a CSS file called style .css, right? So these are the two files that we are going to be creating. So that's our custom CSS. So at first, I'm going to bring out my boilerplate by doing Shift and 1. So this is the normal workflow, right? So we're going to name this Bootstrap landing boot. So I can type today Bootstrap landing page, right? So this is the name of the project. So as usual, I'm going to go to the documentation, Bootstrap documentation. Remember, this was what we did in the previous class. We included the CDNs, right? So I'm going to be grabbing the CSS CDN as well as the JavaScript CDN. I'm going to put this at the head. Then for the script, I'm going to be putting it under. So just grab this and come back. I can put it below the closing body tag or just above the closing body tag. So whichever way is still going to work, right? So if I say each one, then I can do something like hello bootstrap, right? So by the time I save, and let's open this with live server. Live server is already running. So what's going to happen is I'm going to stop this process, right? Then I'm going to right click on this file and open with live server. Let's see, so I'm getting hello bootstrap. So we can see that bootstrap is fully working, right? So now since bootstrap is working, there are a few things I could do. Alright, so first let me link my CSS. Like I said, we're going to be doing a custom CSS. So I can say link column CSS, right? So that will give me style.css. So let me rename this to style.css. Okay. So the first thing I will do is to do something like body. I'll say background color red, right? So you can see that it's working now, right? So let's go back. Remember we said something in the previous class. If you want to be able to override your your Bootstrap CSS, your custom CSS links needs to be it needs to be under the Bootstrap link or the Bootstrap CDN. So that's exactly what we're doing right here, right? So for a start, I don't think I need the style.cxx, right? So I'm going to be closing this. Then I'm going to be working with this as well. So the first thing we're going to do, I don't know if this is still necessary in Bootstrap, but I just feel we should do it. So I'll say padding 0 pixel, right? Margin 0 pixel, then box sizing, border box, right? So I don't feel it's necessary, but let's see. Okay, good. Let's just leave it that way. Bootstrap is still working. Now, the first thing we're going to be doing is that I want to replicate this. So first, we look at the what's it called? The styling and the things we need. If we look at this, we need a nav bar, right? So let's see, we are going to use a nav bar. So let's grab a Bootstrap component, right? So just to come back to my Bootstrap, right? Then go to should I say docs? And like I said, we're going to be making use of Bootstrap icons. So let me just go to the icon. Like I said, let's grab the CDN. So first of all, this is the CDN npm install Bootstrap. No, this is what I need. Bootstrap icon. Where's the CDN? I'm looking for the CDN. Okay, good. I've seen the CDN. Um, oh, okay, good. This is CDN, right? So I can do this in either my HTML or my CSS. So let's go with the HTML pattern. So I'll copy this CDN and come back here, put inside my HTML, then put this over here, right? So working with time, I want to be done in, let's say, less than an hour, right? So that's for that. So let's go back. Now, how do you test if this Bootstrap icons is working? So it's very easy. The first thing to do is to, you know, go back to the Bootstrap icon, then grab any icon of your choice. So let's say I want to use any of these icons, for instance. Let me just go up. Mm, so let me just say, I'm coming. Which icon do I want to? Let me just say I want to make use of this icon. Just to click on it, then click on this guy. I've copied it. Unlike Iconify that has a lot of strings, so this one is very easy. So if I put this over here and save, by the time I go back, you notice that the icon is already showing up, right? So that's how to use the Bootstrap icon and the CDN rather. Okay, now the first thing we're going to be doing is to bring out our navbar in order for us to build this, right? So now I'm going to come back to Bootstrap, right? Now search for the navbar. So I've already opened it over here, right? So I'm going to look for the kind of navbar I'm looking for. This is the navbar I want to use. I want to make use of this navbar. What's it called? I don't think I want to look for something with a drop down. Okay, good. This is what I'm looking for. I'm going to grab this navbar, right? So I'm going to paste this over here, right? Then after doing that, so let me make sure this is working, right? So this is working good. Now I want the navbar to be dark, right? So I'm going to be doing this, but not exactly. If you look at this one, this navbar is kind of inside the header, but so I'm going to put it aside and just bring out something from there. We just want to get it going, right? So the next thing I will do, I'll give this nav by a BG dark. Remember, we talked about this in the previous class. So I'll say BG dark, right? And what I will do, it will change the background of the navbar to a dark color. Now, in order for me to get a light text, I'm going to say navbar light. So navbar dark, right? So this will give me a light text, right? So this is what I'm getting. Now, don't forget when I make this small, it's still responsive, right? So this is over here. But now the next thing I want these links to be on the right hand side, right? So in order for me to do that, first of all, let's look at what we need on that navbar. I have something like the logo, I have the docs, UI kit, example, and it should have my navbar, then three icons, right? So I'm going to come back, docs, UI kit, example, page. Let's go back. That's navbar, so I'll do something like docs, right? And so UI kits, right? And now this will not be here. I'm going to call this out of here. The next thing we have there was drop down example pages, right? So this will be my drop down. Let's say example pages, right? So if I do this, let's go back again. This has 1, 2, 3, 3 links: landing page, login, profile. Okay, I say landing page. Right, so don't forget there's an icon there, right? And say login, now say profile, right? The icons there, but let's see what we're going to be doing. If I come back, this is what I'm guessing, right? Alright, so good. Now, if I come back here again, they have three icons over here. But before I do that, let me push this guy to the right? So I have a class of navbar, right? And I have a button. So this is just to toggle the smaller screen button. So we'll see that later on. Then now I have the class of collapse, navbar, item, right? So this is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm looking at rather. Navbar, collapse, navbar, alright. So I have this, right? Example page. Now, if you look at this other div, I want it to be on the right hand side. Is that also in order for me to get something like this on the right hand side? I could do something like this. Navbar expand large class. Okay, so I could do something like this on the navbar, right? I have container float. First of all, let me change this container float to container, right? So this is what I will get if I do that. So I want to container class whereby both of them will be like this. Good. So let me see something. If I come to the body, after my nav, I can do something like this. Dot container, right? Now say lorem for let me say lorem 500. So I want to test something. Now I want to be able to get a fixed nav bar, right? So let me see if this thing will be fixed. Now if I scroll down, you can see it's not fixed. So how do I make it fixed? Just to come back, you can do something like fixed top, right? So that's the name of the class I'm going to be using. Now bad is say fixed top, right? So let's see. If I come back, consider this thing is fixed. Now the original position of that text is no longer written. Remember when something is fixed, right? So what will happen is I'll give this a bg dark and let's see something, right? So let's see sorry, bg dark won't work. Let's say bg primary, let's see something. Bg primary, right? So I want this guy to be on the right hand side. I can do something like this style. Let me set the width to be 100%. I think I just remember the reason. Okay, good. So you can see the reason. You can see that this thing is having an what's it called? Inline stuff. So there's something I could have been able to do flex and to deflex. I can do something like justify and right. So let's see what this will give. It's still not working. I'm coming. Deflex, justify. Oh, justify content and let's see. Okay, good. It has gone. It has gone. Yeah, justify content and now some of these classes is belong. I use them, so in a way I'm going kind of forgetting them, but then it's fine. Let's go down. What did we do? First of all, we set this width to be 100%. I think there's a W100 class. I'm coming. There's a width 100 class. Let's see if it will work. Most time it doesn't really work. So we'll do something like W100. So let's see if I do this. Can see it worked. It worked, right? So that's the W100 class. So instead of saying style stuff, so if I remove this class, let's see what will happen. You can see what is happening, right? So that W100 class is just giving it that 100%. So if I do this and come back again, you can see that that guy is at the end, right? So I can now remove this, what is it called, BG primary. I'm just using it to check for color, right? To check where that thing is at that point in time. So now the next thing we're going to be doing is to, grab these social media icons, right? So already have these guys out there. So I need Facebook, Twitter, and what's it called, and Instagram. So I'm going to go to Bootstrap icon. So just to go back, um, I'm going to search for Facebook, right? So what I have there is a square icon, but then let's just make use of what we're seeing here, right? So Facebook, so BI means Bootstrap icon. That's the name of the class. So this is also a nav item, right? So I can I can duplicate this, right, and put this guy over here. After that airline, so good. Put this guy over here. Then put this guy over here and here again, right? And there's also one last button, right? That last button is what was it called? This guy upgrade to pro, right? So I'm going to say upgrade to pro. So I say class, so not class, right? I'm going to say upgrade to Pro. So right. So now for the first, I'm going to bring out what's it called, Facebook icon. So let me copy this again. I'm going to come back and put this over here. Put this here, right? So the next, I need a Twitter icon. So just to come back here again, go back. Let's search for Twitter. Twitter, right? So this class is getting long. I will not even started what I want to do. So Twitter, right? So next is going to be Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram was what we had next there. So let me just search for Instagram. Um, so let's go search for Instagram. Okay, good. This is over. So I've copied my three icons. So these are the icons. Right. So if I go back to my page, this is what I'm having as a nav. Right. So look at our nav bar. For this, I'm going to expand this guy, then give this guy color. Right. So for that, let's give it a what color can we give? Remember, danger is red color, right? But the color we're having over here is not red. It's kind of it's a red char, but it looks like a pink color. But then let's give it a class of BG. BG. Remember, danger is red, right? Then that's only that. So I'm going to say BTN. So not even that. I'm going to say BTN danger. I think this is what we do it from our previous class, right? So this is what we're going to get. Okay, can you see what I'm having? Now, the reason why that is working is because there's a class there called nav link, right? So I'm going to remove this nav link class. So let's see. I'm going to remove this nav link. So I'll say BTN danger. So let's see. You can see that it's there now, right? So I think I'll be removing the nav link class from everything. Let's remove them. This, and this. So I'm going to give our own color. Or no need sef. This nav link, we can give it a color of our choice. So if you look at what we have here, we want to make the nav link a white color, right? So now let's go and override Bootstrap class. So if I come back to my CSS, let me just open this panel. I could do something like this: nav link, right? Remember, as a class, I'll say color white, right? So I'll say dot nav link. So let's see what will happen. And if I do this and save, this is what we're getting. You can see that it's now white in color now. So when I over, that's when that guy will come. Then now I want to expand this. So I can come back here inside the nav. I could do something like this: py of 5. So you can say, oh, that's too much. So let's say py of 3. Let's see. Okay, this is better, right? Then now for the nav bar, let's do something like this. Let's bring that circle icon. So I'm going to just go back. Sorry. So let's take. Okay. I'm going to remove the search. Let's take the circle icon. Sorry, we're taking much time on this nav. Let's copy this guy. Come back here. After the nav, we're going to go real quick, right? So I'll put this guy over here. Then now I'll do something like this: a span, right? Then inside this span, I'll say this is, or let me say bootstrap landing. So let me just do this and save. Okay, so this text is kind of small, so there's something I could do. Remember, this is a class. I could do something like this: class ms. Ms means margin start or margin left. You get. So I could do something like 2. Now, how sure this is given? You can see that there's a little space in there. So it seems like 2 is too big. Let me say ms of 1, right? So you can see what I'm having now. Good. Then now I want this guy to have a class of, let me see, display, right? Display theory. Let's see what display theory will be like. I want this to be a bit bigger. Okay. Come in. Let me say display 2. This class is not really working. So let's leave that. And now You can see we've built the nav bar. This thing is still high. So let me say py of 4, right? So let's see. Sorry. Good. I think this is better. This is better. So for this, we could give a padding length so that there'll be a bit of spacing. So this is what we're having over here. I see that there's a bit of spacing over there, right? So I can come back here. I could do something like this. Come and say ms of 2, right? So that there'll be more spacing over there. So if I come back here, it didn't really work. So okay, let's leave all of this. Let's leave all of these things. Let's not bother ourselves with that. So let's go back to the header. How do we design the header? Now this text over here, I no longer need it. Remember, we were just using it to get our fixed number right? So I no longer need this. Then the next thing I need now is a class of container, which is already there, good, right? Then now the next thing I need is I need something outside the container. I'll say it was bg image, right? So this is what I will do, right? So now I'm going to grab this image. Let's come here. Oh. Let's grab this image over here. Is there where I could grab this? I don't think there is a way. So let me just inspect. Mm, okay. Mm. Okay, good. This is the image. Wow. So let me save this image. Save as uh, BG. Okay, fine. Everything is fine. So I could drag this and drop it over here, right? So come, let me say name to BG, right? Image. So now inside my CSS, I could do something like this. I'll say .bg image. Remember we did this in CSS, right? Say I could remember we using something like background, right? Then linear gradient, right? Now say RGBA 0,0,0,0.5, right? Now say comma RGBA 0,0,0,0.5, right? Then to do something like this. Next thing we say URL, right? Then if it's PG image or JPG. So let's see if it will work. Supposed to say just background, right? When I do this and save, you can see it's working, right? So good, that's for that. So that's for that. So you can see it's working now. So what will happen is this. I'm going to go back to my HTML, right? So I'm going to remove all of this, right? So after removing all of this, I'm going to say I'm going to do, let me put this text back. There's something I want to check for. Now I could do something like P T of 5 to see if this guy will come down. Now let me say text light. Right, so it's not coming down as expected. That's not what I want. So I'm going to give it a custom styling. So I could do an inline style here. So I could just come down here and do something like this. Style, right? Padding top of 100 pixel. Music, text light. Okay, let me see. Okay, it worked. Adding top of 100 pixel works, right? So good. And next thing I will do is to remove all of these. I don't need them anymore. So now the first thing I will do over here is the what's it called? This header area. Now we have something like this landing page. So I'm just going to copy this, right? Then now I'll put this over here. Now this should be a h1, right? H1 tag, then put landing page over there. Now do something like this, a preview developer, okay? So I'm just going to copy this and put this over here, right? Now if I do this, I'll just change it to Bootstrap 5. right? Then these are buttons. Now what I would do, I could decide to use the btn group, but now I don't use the btn group. What I would do, just do something like this. I'll say dot btn right, or no need for this. I'll do something like this, div, right? I'll say btn, I'll say button dot btn, right, dot btn danger, right? So now I'll do something like this. Remember, I watch video, so that's for the red. I'll say watch video, right? So that's for that. I'm also going to duplicate this, right? But for this, I'm going to say success, right? Remember, bootstrap classes, and I'll say purchase now, right? So if I do this and see what I'm going to be getting, I'll follow it. So now I'm going to increase the height of this header. Now, how do I do this? So for the header, I could do something like this inside my CSS. So I'm going to design this with CSS. Could do something like height 6. There's supposed to be VH and what's it called, those classes, but then I'm not used to using classes like that. So if I do this, I could do something like this inside of my index.css, right? So this is already saying text center. I want to position that guy at the center, but then the image, I'm having repeated background. I can say bg position cover, bg position as a cover, right? Background position cover. Sorry, that's not working. Let's see. Right, I'll say bg repeat, no repeat. Okay, background size, no background position. Background size, right? So I'll change to cover, right? So this has fixed that. Can you see what we're having now? Let's position these guys at the center. In order for me to do that, just to come here. And don't forget, all these are in a container, right? I could do something like this. I could put this in a class and say div, right? Now, what this is doing, I could do something like this over here and say d flex align item center justify content center. If I do this now, see what I'm getting, right? Align items, change to s. Deflex, align item center, justify content center. Oh, okay. I know the reason for this. I know the reason for this. Now, the reason why this is not coming to the center is because this guy is not taking up the full width of whatever I'm having there, right? So instead of doing this, I'm going to remove this class here, right? So there's no need for that class. So that div, I'm going to remove this as well. And now this class, I'm going to take it from here, right? Call this guy from here, and then I'll give it to this class. So this will do it. Deflex align item center. Sorry, deflex. Oh, sorry. It's supposed to be inside my class, right? So if I do this and save, so good, I'm getting what I want. Let me see. Deflex align item center justify content center. Why is it not coming to the center? bg flex align item center justify content center. So let me give this guy bg black. Let me see. Okay, good. It's at the center. Good, good, good. Okay, it's at the center. It's at the center. But then this is what we'll do. I can just say, okay, the what's it called? Okay, align the center. So I can do something like this. Text center over here. So this will fix it, right? So that's fixed it. So we're good to go. So now the only thing I know I'm going to be doing is to remove this what's it called, bg dark class. Right, so I will have a transparent background over there, and I'll give it a class of display one, right? So if I do this, you can see what I'm getting. So it's similar to what we're having here, right? So landing page. So that's not the only thing. I'm going to say you should have a class of display two, 2 is too big, display 4. 5 is too big, 6. Let me see. Let's see, 5. Okay, 6. I think this basis is doing it. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to say, okay, not only that, it should have a py of 3 or my. Let me just make use of my of 3. My of 4. Okay, let me say my of 5. Okay, good. Then now for these buttons, I'm going to, give them. So if you look at what we are having here, this guy is kind of round. I think that's the P class. So I'm going to say, let me go back to our work. I think this should be here. I think this is better this way. Right, okay, good. This is better this way. Okay. So I could come back here and do something like this. LE of 2, right? Not only that, I'm going to say border, right? Like that. Sorry, I'll say rounded. Rounded is the Bootstrap class that gives you round radius, border radius. I could do something like rounded P. So let me see. I can see what this is giving me. Alright, so but then this padding is 2. Let me just change to P2. Okay, this is okay. P series. Let me just say PX of let me say 4. Let me see. Okay, this is better this way. But let me say PX of 5. Right? Okay, good. Good. This is better this way. So the same thing applies to this. I'm going to copy all of this and then P as well. Right? But then this should be MS margin stars. Right? So this is what I'm having similar to this. I feel like mine is too big, so I'm going to use 1 and 1 so to give me 2. Right? This video is taking longer than I expected, so that's fine. So this is purchase now and the other one. So I'm going to increase the height of this. Let me go back to my CSS. I felt like it should be 650. Okay, 650 is too much. Let me see. Okay, so let me see 630. Let me see. Okay, good. This is doing it. Yeah, this is it. So I feel like my padding over here is too much, so I'm going to be reducing that as well. So if I come back here, I could do something like that's my header, right? I give it py, so I could find this. I could say py. Oh, okay, my. This is my of 3. Let me change the 3. I think this is doing it. Okay, my of 3, mb of 4. Okay, mb of 5. Okay, good. This is doing it. Good. Right? So you can see it's similar, but then their color is a bit lighter than ours. So we're done with the navbar. Remember I said we don't want to make this transparent, so we just want something like this. Now let's go to the next area. We're having this it should be a flex system. It should also be a flex system. It should be a flex. This should be a grid, right? So I could use grid for all of them. Now for this, I like the fact that flex is being used. No doubt, but then let's see what we can use. I would prefer to use grid. So if I go back there, I could do something like this. So for that section, I could do something like let's see. So after the first header, I'm sorry. So this is it. So I could change this to header. After the header, right? I have a div with a class of container. Alright, so if I save this, there's nothing yet. So let me just come back here, pick up a notification icon. So I could search for this over here. Just come back and search for BL. Right? So let me just take this. Let me see. Okay, that isn't necessarily the icon, but then we could use anyone of our choice. Let me just take this. Take this. So now what I'm creating a div, right, with a class of card. So let me say dot card. Card class. Sorry. Say padding, or a paragraph rather. Then this, okay, prototyping, then this, right? prototyping, branding, and development. So it should be my P, but before the P, I have, let me see, H3. Okay, so branding, right? So this for prototyping and development, right? So I'm going to put this over here. Let's see if I'm sorry, this over. So by the time I do this is what I'm going to be getting, right? Okay, the card is not even in that border. Okay, good. So I see. Now, what I will do over here is very simple. I think I'm going to remove the class of card. I don't think I need it over there, right? So I'll see what I need later. So what I'm going to do over here is do something like D flex, right? So by the time I do D flex, this is what I will get, right? Not only that, I need padding, all right? Both my top and bottom. I'll say PY of 5. 5 is the highest padding in Bootstrap. Right, so when I do that, I'm going to get something like this pure file, but then that's too small, right? So I'm going to be having other paddings. Yeah, so I could do something like so for this I could say P. Okay, let me just call all of these. So I'll say P Y or 5 as well. Let's see. Um, that added more padding, or I could do something. I could also do something like this. Do something like this y of 5. So I think this should be much better now. Okay, so that's having what I want. So now for this, I'm going to be showing you the icons. The first is notification, the second is a heart icon. So I could come back and search for heart, right? So for this heart, just to go with the regular. Let's take this, come back here and place this over here, right? So you can see Bootstrap's icon are more easier to use compared to Iconify. Then the next is should I say phone icon. So just say phone. Okay, this is similar to what we need. So I'm just going to copy this and come back here, then place this over here. And if I do this and go back to my web page, this is what I'm having, right? So I'm going to correct this. I think I added something like this. Good. So I could come back here and do something like I could increase the style. So I will do this with my CSS. I could do something like SVG, right? I'm going to say I'm going to have a font size of 20 pixels. Let's see, important. But there are no SVGs. The BI. Well, let me just give them BI. Let me say no BI. Target this. Okay. 20 is too small. Let me change it to 50. Okay, good. You can see the increment in size, right? Oh, it's affecting what I have over there. So I'm going to say, I'm going to say, I can't say dot container. Now I'll just say something like this. I'll say, let me see. Okay, let me see what can I call this. Let me say branding section. Say brand section, right? So come back to my CSS and do something like this. Dot brand section BI. BI. So this will fix it for me, right? So it's not affecting the ones at the top. So for those ones at the top, I'm going to say nav.bi, right? I'm going to say font size should be 20 pixels. It's a bit big, so let me make it 30. That is small, so 25. So 30 is big. Okay. Now I'm going to do something over here for the nav, right? Uh, this nav, I have this. I could do something like align item center. So if I do this, so this has fixed that, right? Now, not only that, I could do something like this over here. For this last one, having a button, I'll do something like this. MS3. Okay, good. This has fixed it, right? So this is what I'm having now, my landing page, right? So let's see what we're having here. This has a background color of this, right? So I could do something like this on my Bootstrap. Sorry, come over here. Then this is what I would do. Over here, right? With the icon here, do something like this. BG. The first one will take a danger class, BG danger, right? Now say sorry, rounded circle. Say rounded circle. Time I do this, let's see what I'm going to get. So good, that's coming out. I'm coming. Right, so rounded circle, BG danger, the text light, right? So text light, BG danger. Let's see. Good. So this is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to say P of 5, so it will be smaller inside. Okay, it didn't get smaller. So let's come back here. Now don't forget we gave a font size of this, so I can change it to 30 pixels. Alright, so okay, so 30 pixels is working, but then I will give a width of 50 pixels and a height of 50 pixels. Sorry. I'm going to give a width of 20 and 20. 20 and 20. I said we're not going to be using CSS, but then you can see we've been using more of CSS code. Sorry about that. So let's see. Okay. Was it because of the padding? Let me reduce this padding to P2. Okay, I think that's coming from the padding. So let me change to P4. Alright, so let's see. Okay, this is almost doing it. Right, so this is almost doing it. So I think that's doing it already. So okay, this unit width and height of this, right? This thing doesn't look like a perfect circle. Let me just say width of 25. Okay, so let's leave it that way. So now I'm going to remove this, right? So now let's go back to the Bootstrap. The next thing I'll do is to take all of these classes and apply them over here, right? Multiply them over here and also apply them over here as well. But now for this, I'm going to be giving this success and primary, right? So let's just do something fast. So I'm going to come here and say BG success, right? Then for this, I'm going to say BG primary. Right, so let's see. Okay, good. That is what I'm having. So good. I feel like my icon is too small, but fine. Let's just manage it. And now for this, what's it called? These headings. So there's something I'm going to do. Let me just target the 3 headings. Right. Now I'm going to say I want them to have a P Y of 4. Sorry, a class with a P Y of 4. So let's see what this will be. Okay, good. This is what I'm having currently. Right. So I want the PT to be 5 and the PB to be 3. Right, so this has fixed it, right? And now, don't forget we gave it this plot of flex, so we could set width for these cards, right? Now, for each of the cards, so this coming from here, I could do something like this. For each of them, I could do something like this. W of, let me see, 30%. So let's see, W 30% didn't work. I'll give you, okay. Hmm. 30, 30, 30. So let me see. Every 10, it didn't work, right? So I could do something like this. I could do something like py this. I could say p e, right? Or 4. So let me see what this will give me. Okay, p of 5. So let me see. Okay, that's what I'm having, right? So this is what I'm having currently. With this text up to 3 in the line. Okay, I feel like my text is too small, but then it's fine. Let's just leave that like that. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is this section, right? So I have this, I have this, and I have that. Is that also? Okay, I could give more stuff at the right. So something I could do, I could use a custom styling, right? So I could do something like this. I could say, okay, I want this style, right? And I want the, I could say I want the width, right, to be 30 pixel, or let me say 20%. That's what I'm having. Now after doing that, I'll come back to this place where I say display flex. I will now say align item center, justify content between, right? So I think this will give me exactly what I'm having here. Good. As you can see, it looks like it now, right? Looks more like it, so I could make this a bit smaller. Good. Now, that's fine. So far, so good. This is what we're having, right? So now the next thing I'll work on is this area. This is just an image with all of these guys. So let's see if I right click, I could inspect this. This video is getting longer than expected. Let me see, make this a bit smaller. Right, so if I right click, I'll inspect this. So what will happen is this, I'm just going to take only this image. I'm not going to do the other one because of time. The video is getting longer than expected. So I can say save. I will say image sec. Right. So I could take this, then put over here. Right. So let me just open this, then drag and dump over here. Right. So this is going to do this for me. I'm going to close this. Close this as well. So close this as well, right? Then close this. Right, so that next area, this is what I'm going to be doing. So first of all, I'm going to copy the text. What's the text? The text is saying, what's it called? Home, how we work, rather. So I could come back here. And that's going to be a container section, right? So over here, I could do something like this. So let me just copy this class. Watch what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be a bit faster now. So I'm just going to duplicate this, right? But then not only that, I'm going to come back here and remove all of this, right? So I'll say div, I want a div, right? Um, okay, this has fixed it, right? And first thing I want is a div, right? Now after this div, I want another div at the right hand side, but this div will contain an image, and the source will be source of this image is going to be img sec. That is the image section, not secondary, please. Image section, right? Then now for this, I'm going to be having a span up, right? Then this is how we work, right? And I'm going to have a h1, sorry, h1 tag. Then I'm just going to come back and right click to copy this, right? And I copy that, I'm going to paste this over here. The next thing I'll do is to copy this, guys, which is my paragraph, right? So for that paragraph, I'm going to come down, paste this and this. So that's what we're getting. Currently, this is what we have, right? So sorry, that's not. So currently, this is what this is what we have. Okay. There's a bit of mistake somewhere. Let's fix that. So okay. So this is my header class. This is my div class of container. Right. So this is supposed to be outside, right? So I'm going to grab this guy. I'm going to grab this guy. Control Z. So I'm going to grab this guy up to this point. So this is supposed to be outside on its own. By the time I save, this is all we're going to be getting good. Now I could give this a class of that yellow class. Remember that is a warning, right? So I could do something like this class of warning, right? When I do that, I'm going to get this. It didn't work. It didn't work. Sorry, text warning. I'm sorry about that. It's supposed to be a class of text, right? Warning. When I do this, this is what I'm going to get, right? So I'm going to increase the display. I can say something like so instead of span, let me change this to ish. Let me change it to h3 instead of a span. Okay, I think this is better. Then now h1, right? Then the paragraph, right? But now I don't want to do all of this. So all I want to do is this, just to come back here, right? Then I'm going to display first line, okay, this and this, right? My this, right. That is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to give this a class of flex, right? So I'll say flex. Sorry, not that. I'm coming here. I'll say class of flex 2, right? In this, we have a class of flex 1, flex, um, flex 1, right? So let's see what this will give. That's not doing anything. Okay. Now I have a T of flex, right? So flex 2, flex 1, why is it not working? Let me see. Bootstrap flex 1. So let's see if it's what we have. Okay. Um, flex, deflex. Okay. 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 So this is what I'm going to be doing. Right. Now I want these guys to have what's it called? So I could use a custom CSS for that. So let me just come back and remove this. Now for this I can use inline CSS. This is one of the applications of inline CSS. I'm now going to be doing the just ones. I could say style, right? I'll say flex, right? 2. Now come over here, I'll say style, right? Flex 1, right? So let's see what this will give to us. When I do this, good, I'm getting what I need. Right, then for the image, I'm going to set the image to have a width of 100%. So I could do something like this. A class of W100, right? That's for that. You can see then I could give a rounded class. I say rounded, right? So that's for that. So this text, I want them to be big, so I could do something like this. So this, I could say class, right? So I'll say display 2. So this is what I'm having, and this is what we have over here. Okay, no, that's too much. So I'm going to leave it like that. Then this, I could do something like this. It's a class ms1, right? Give us a class ms2. Give us a class. So about this, I don't know why I'm not able to type. Okay, go. I will use a class of text danger, right? So I'm going to make this small. Okay, good. Let me do this equals splitting. Text danger. Now see fs fx4. That's what we're going to get. Okay, good. So I can see this is working well, right? So that's what we're going to be making use of. Then the next section on this website is this section. So as you can see, this and this are almost the same, right? So that will be very easy to build, just to copy and paste it. Then let's grab this image. So if I come back here, inspect, right? Then let's just copy, sorry, let's just download, right? Click save image as about PNG. So save. So I'm going to drag this and drop it over here, right? This video is taking longer than expected, but just bear with me, guys. Right, so next thing I will do is something is blocking my screen. I'm sorry, guys. So I'm going to close this, then come back to the index. I'm just going to duplicate this, right? So if I come back here, I just duplicate this, right? Now this will be about us. Now let's see what they have there. The text content. This is how we work, right? And the next is supposed to be sorry about this, about us, the meet our partner. So I'm going to copy this, right? So about us, the meet our most popular, blah blah blah, so on and so forth. I'm going to put this over here, right? Then that element remains the same. Then this should be a learn more, right? So for this learn more, I'm going to say btn. For the learn more, I'm going to remove all of this. I say button.btn primary, right? So I say learn more. So let's say I'm going to be getting that for this over here. But now for my image, I'm going to change the image, right? Not only changing the image as well as increasing. Let's see. Okay, we are not going to touch the padding. So I'll change the image to about.png, right? So okay, about.png. So boom, this is what we're having over here. So you can see it's similar to this. So now this section is similar to what we had before, which is this over here, right? Both of them are similar. And what I'm going to do is just to come back here. Going to copy back that section, right? That's what I will do. Just to come here. I think that's after my header. After the header section, okay, this is the nav, header, and that div. So go use it over here. I'm going to copy it, right? Then paste it over here. Not only this, I'm going to download these images. So just come here and click save images. Team 1, okay. Right click, I'm going to save this as team 2. Right click, save this as team 2. So I'm going to copy this, paste team 1. I'm supposed to have an images folder for all of the images, but never mind. So it's something you can do on your own. So team 2, go to come back here, drag team 1, right? So I'm having those three things. So just to come back here on my index.html. So what do we have really? We have a text and an image before the text. So what will happen is this. I'm going to create a heading. So this is it over here, right? I want to say ish before the h1, right? I'm going to do something like this container class. I'm going to be removing it from here. I don't need it here anymore. So I need I need an external div and say .com container, right? So this will take care of that guy outside. I'm going to place this guy over here. This is what I will have, right? Just wait a bit, let's touch this. Now the first thing I will do is that all of these icons, I no longer need them. So I could remove this, right? Remove this and remove this. Right, not only that, I'm going to put our team to h1. I'll say team members, right? So good. I'm going to copy these team members, Put it over here, team members. Then now for this, let me just make this a full screen in order to avoid confusion. Now for the team members, I have the name Afonso Pinto, right? So I'm going to, before that, I'm going to import my image. So this branding, I'll change it to that name. Right, so I'm going to say image, right? So I'll say team one, right? So let's see what this is giving us. You can see what we're getting, right? And now founded and Shema, right? This would be I think the series too big for this. I'm going to okay, so I'm going to do something like this. Py of 2, right? So this is better. Okay, good. Then now to come here, something like this. P, right? Founded and share founded and Sherman, okay? So Archie virtual DNA design, right? So I'm going to be putting all of this, right? Now don't forget we have icons from our nav bar. So I'm just going to come back, copy the nav bar icons, right? So these are the icons of the nav bar. So I'm just going to copy them, right? So let's come here. I'll put a this is it. I'm going to put EUL, right? Then put all of this inside the UL. Let's see what we'll get. So good. And so what we're getting, these are white in colors, right? Now the reason they are white is because of this Nava linked class. I'm going to delete these classes. We no longer need them. Also delete these classes as well, right? So this is what we are going to have coming. Now also I'm going to change this to this nav link class. We no longer need them, right? So they're no longer that. So yeah, I'm going to say class text primary, right? So I'm going to get this blue color. Now, not only that, I want to look for the Bootstrap strong class. So I'll say Bootstrap strong class. Now I need a bold text, right? So let me see. Bootstrap strong class. I think it's supposed to be text strong. Or let me say FW. Oh, I think I'm remembering it now. Right? So let me say FW bold. So let me see. I don't know if this is the correct class. Good, that's the class. Good, that's the class. I can say FW bold. Now just say PT over here, PT2. Right? So I don't have a padding button. Good. Now FW bold. Now it's a text primary. I can do something like FS of theory. Let's see what we'll get. Theory is too big. Good, good. This is coming to life. FS1. Oh, remember the smaller the number, the bigger the class. So that's this. Okay, this is similar to what we had. So 6, so 5 rather. Okay, so let me see. Okay, I think we are going to, remove the FS class. Let's just leave it out. Now, I don't think the both class is also needed, but let's just leave it. It's fine. Now, the next thing I will do is to do something like span. Let me change this to span. Right? Now, do something like class. Let's say FS of Siri. Let me say, okay, good. They are big now. So let me say FS of 4. Right? So this is better. Now say text dark. Oh, it's not going to affect. I'm going to target it over here. So I'm going to DD. Not the icon. Okay, say class. Text dark. Right? I'm going to do this and save. So this is what I'm getting. So similar. Oh, these icons are way smaller. So I think I'm going to remove the FS class. Okay. So I don't think we need an FS class over here. So this will do it for us, right? So now all I'm going to do is to give this a ms of 1, or instead of ms of 1, let me just highlight all of this, right? So I'll say me of 1 to go this better. So that's the first one. Now I'm just going to duplicate this first, and that will form the rest. I'll delete this. So this video is taking longer than expected. Remember, we're building the project. So I'm going to duplicate this and this. So as you can see, this is so for this. I'm just going to change this to team 2. Right. So for this, I'm just going to change this to team 3. This will be team 2. So just to change the names and we're good to go. Right. So I'm also pin to shortly. Okay, fine. For the names, let's just leave the names. I think this is supposed to be the Irene. Okay. Okay, good. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Now, let me just say, let me say Mark Powers. I'm used to these names. Mark Powers. Right? So now I'm just going to say front end developer. Right? Now I'll say Marama Petra. Petra. So I'm going to say Marama. Sorry. Marama Petra. Right, so this will do it. Now this will be designer and creative director. So it's a designer and creative director. Okay, I'm changing this to so ampersand rather. If I save this is what I'm going to be having. So let's see. Right, so theirs is kind of bigger. So let's just see, and they have a rounded class. So what I'm seeing here is that my percentage is too small. So I'm going to change this to 30%. Okay, let me leave it as 20%. Right? Or let me say 25%. Okay, sorry, leave it as 20%. And now for the images, right? I'm going to get all of the images. Sorry. So this is the first of them, right? I'm going to say team. Right, so I'm going to just give it a class of rounded. So I think this will do it, right? So we're good to go. Now the next area is this choose plan area, right? So we're going to be working on that soon. So guys, we are done with this part, right? So currently this is what we're having. Similar domain is a bit smaller, but then still cool. I think if I zoom in, okay, so it's manageable. But if you look at this, there's a little over effect, but mine there's no over effect, but we can, manage this. Now the next part I'm having is the choose plan area, right? Now for something like this, we could use Bootstrap Flex, Bootstrap Grid as well. Uh I don't know. I'm looking for something which I could, do Bootstrap grid system. Maybe we had a section like that for an image gallery because for this UI, there's nothing like that, right? So maybe that's what I'll be doing, and that's where adding an accordion component, right? So let's work on this part. This is the choose plan, right? So this is similar to any of these. I'm just going to pick this right here. So let's go back over the choose plan area. Let's go. I'm gonna duplicate this guy. So from this container section, I'm just going to duplicate it. Right. Save. After doing that, I'm going to change this to choose plan, right? Then this card, I'm going to be deleting them. And the same thing applies to this, do this as well, because we're going to feed them with our information later, right? So that's for that. Then for this, I'm going to remove it as well, and I'm not going to set a width. So let's take note of this, guys. Now, the first thing we're going to be doing is this. We need this and this text, right? So I'm going to come back, put a paragraph over here, and do this lorem ipsum. Change that place to choose plan. So if I take this, put this over here, then over here I'm going to write choose plan, right? Now for this first card, we're going to have something like this free. Okay, it's the same text, just double text. So we'll have something like h3. I'll say free, right? A paragraph, the button, so I'll say button dot btn dot and more. Let me see, choose plan rather. So btn primary, right? So I'll say choose plan, right? Now this should have a class of card. Remember, the card is that one that's giving a border, right? So I'm going to the okay, it's a class of cards, right? So if I do this, come over here, this is what I'm having at the moment, right? So this is what I'm having at the moment. So my button, I'm going to do something like inline, so I'm saying D inline, right? I know what that is having a display of block, inline block. Okay, I think I know where that's coming from, but then that's fine. I'm going to duplicate this, right? And let's see, I'm having maybe some, okay, free, okay, premium and business. This should be premium, and this should be business, right? So you should have a background color of BTN danger. This should be BTN success. If I do this and save, this is what I'm going to be getting, right? I'll take note of this. First thing I'm going to do is that let me see, this card class is doing something I don't like, so I'm coming. Let me see. I said that the card class was using, so I can do something like border. And so that's enough. So I'll just duplicate this and say border. So this will do it, right? Good. Now I'm going to say text center, right? So for this, I'm not going to say display flex. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply Bootstrap grid. I'm going to remove this, right? Let's see. Okay, this is what I have, right? So I'm going to deflex, right? So okay, this should do it, right? So there's no need of saying align item center, because this is what we're having. Now the next thing I'm going to be doing to give paddings, right? So I'm going to align this, do something like py of 5, right? And let's see, this is what I'm going to be getting. Then if I just say p of 5, this will do it, right? So that's done for us. So let me see. I need a text center. Okay, text center class should be on the first one as well. Text center. Right, so that's done that. So that's for that. though theirs is kind of a bit higher, but then we've gotten what we want. Okay. So there's a little stuff here, hover, that's one. Then also this guy, you see the line is, let me say just one, but for mine I'm having two. And next thing I'm having is this work with us area, right? So I'm just going to copy this, right? And there's no need for doing container over here, so I could just do something like this. So the text center, right? So I'll paste this H1, work with us, then the paragraph, right? Let me paste this paragraph over here. Next is input, right? So it's quite easy. I'm just going to say something like this and say d flex, right? Sorry, so the d flex, right? Now say input dot rounded p. Don't forget we saw the rounded p, right? Then I'll do something like border. So let me duplicate this. If I do this, this is what I'm going to be getting, right? So good after that. So now the flex. Is there into of adding deflex? Let me see. Remember, these are inline by default, right? So good, that has done it. So that's inline by default. So let's just remove the deflex, right? I could do something like this. Duplicate this. Let's put a BR over here, right? Let's see what it will give us. Good. So now come here and put another BR row, right? So if I do this, well, this has given us what we wanted. Probably okay, seems like the BR is too much. Let me just do something like this. Come back here and say I say PB of theory, right? Let me see what we give. Sorry, MB of theory. MB is an external spacing, right? So basically of that. MB of theory. Okay, that's done it. That's done it, right? So MB of theory as well. Let me just move on both of them. Both of them are the same. So over here, I'm going to this I would say P well fine. I'm just increasing that padding. Right, then also my of 5 so it will be well increase. Okay, that's that. Then for this choose plan as well, I'm going to give a py of 5, my of 5 as well. Right, so those are margin tops and bottom. So good. I'm going to do the same for all of these other parts. So for this, I'm going to say py5, my5, right? And just copy this. Go to the next area. py5, right? So I think this has done it. Let's see. Good now. Good. I love the spacing, but this spacing is too much. So I'm just going to for that's my choose plan area. So let's compare. Okay, no, that spacing is too much. So I'm just going to for the choose plan area. I'm going to say PB, right? So I want just the padding button. Okay, this is too much. MB, right? Okay, good. It's better this way. Now, for this, I'm going to increase the padding, and now put a BR. So for the we will, going to say okay. So I'll put a BR here, right? And now not only this, I'm going to increase the padding of these guys. Right, so for this, I'm going to say class, py of 3. That's what it will give to us. Okay, that's nice. So let me say py of 4. I don't want to use 5. Okay, good. So for these, I'm going to say p of 3. In fact, let me just put this class in all of them. Right, so I just want to have uniform design. It is not necessary to put the MB on this 2 bottom inputs. So there are different ways to go about it though. So this is what I'm guessing as of now. I think mine is too big. Right. Let me just change it to P2. P2, this is what I'm going to be getting. I think P3 is better. Increase the width P3. I'll do something like width 50. Okay, good. Width 30. 30 is small. Let's say 40. Okay. Okay, I think we're going to be giving a custom style here. So I'll just come out here and do something like this. Start with 200 pixels. Let me see. Because it's it has a display of inline by default. Okay. I don't want to temper with width. I don't want to. Let's leave it alone. Now let's just manage it this way too. That is kind of bigger. So these are placeholders, right? I could come here and do something like this. Input type of button, right? Let's see. Okay. Type of button. Let's see. Value, right? The value for this will be send message. This message, right? And I'll do that and see. Okay, so this send message, right? I'll do this and see. So this is all we're getting. I'll do something like btn, this primary, right? So let's see what this will give to us. Okay, good. Well, now we're having issues with the width, okay? We'll go about it, so don't worry. So what will happen is this. I think I'll go with that style. Okay, good. I can do something like this, right? So what should I do? I want to say width 50, right? All through for all of them. That's what I'm getting. Now I'm going to remove this PRO, right? So I'll give a .d flex, right? So let's see what this will do. So you can see that's what we're having, right? So I'm going to do the same thing with this. So I'm going to copy this, put it over here, right? Then close this with a div, right? So you can see this is what we're getting now, right? And also I'm going to MB. So this MB that I don't think that, okay, let's see. I don't think that needed again. So I could do something like M3. Okay, 3 is too much. M1. Oh, this is my M2. Good. Now, what I'm going to do next is that I'm going to set the width of this guy as a width of 15. I'm supposed to be inside this double 50 lesson. Okay, that's what I'm having. Do something like align item center. Sorry, not align item center. I'm going to use justify content center, right? So justify content center. So the same thing will be applied to this. So just to copy this and paste this over it, right? So you can see your bootstrap. This is not working. This is not working. So what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? So let me give it BG danger. So let's see. Okay. Display flags, justify content. Oh. Okay, I think I know the reason. So I'm going to say also, right? There's no need for this. There's no need for that. There's no need for this as well. I'm going to say also. Let's see. Good, it's now at the center. So ML2 brings an object to the center of the page if it has a width already, right? So take note of that. Then this is a place without have defaults. I could do something like this. Let's say place without defaults, right? Now place without example gmail.com, right? Okay, email at example.com, then place without contact number. Incoming email contact at example.com. And yeah, I'm going to say place without contact numbers. I'm going to say contact number. Right, so if I do all of these and go back, this is what I'll get. So okay, but this is not in an outline of none. So I'm going to come and I'm going to do something like this. So let me just do this with CSS. I'm a bit tired, right? I say border. Okay, I say outline none. There's a bootstrap class for this, but I can't quite remember. I'm going to say outline none, right? So that will do it. And so I come, click on it, you can see what I'm getting. Now I'm going to add this footer part. Then after the footer part, I'm going to just incorporate two more things into this web page. Then we're done with it. Now for the footer, I'm not going to be bringing all of this link. You can get all of that. I'll just bring this Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, right? So let's just go. Now this is what I'll do. I'm going to say footer, right? Then this should be dot. Okay. Should have a class of container, right? Because it's a white footer, there's no need of giving background. Now, if I want to give a background, I would have just done something like this, and I would do div inside container, right? So let me just go, just in case in the future I want to give a background color. Now for this, I'm going to say what's this? We want more feed, right? So I'm just going to copy what I have over here at the top. So let's just go back and grab this. This is all we need, right? In fact, let me just grab up to this extent. I'm going to create that div. Okay, this is what we need, and we just need this once more. Let's say once more. Right, so let's see. So good, that's great. So I need the button, the link. So let me go and grab the links, right? So we saw where we had something like that. So so these are the links over here. But I'm not going to take the nav links. So let me see. The part I have image. This is it, right? Don't forget after the image, we add the links under. Yeah, this is it for Teams. So I'll just copy this and paste it over here. That's what we're going to be using. Right, so I'll come back. This is what I'm having now. Good. So for the other links, you can bring them if you need, if you want them. So this is upgrade to pro, right? So I have this button on my nav bar, right? So I'm just going to search. So this is it over here. So just to take this guy, right? Then put it over here. So I'm going to get, I don't mind this. I'm going to put a BRO again. I think this will fix it. So good, that's fixed. So for this button, I think it needs a padding. So I'm just going to do something like P of 3. Good. The same thing I will do for that of the other. So just go up and say my P to be 3, right? So this has done the website for me. Okay, I think we're together now. Right, good. So this is the website pretty much. Remember I said I don't want to, change what I have over there. So that's for that. Then now, if you look at what we're having over here, we have this. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing is, so I'm going to say display of flex under my footer. So inside the container, I'll say d flex line item center justify between. I'm going to do it right, so I'm going to have a P over here. Let me just do span. Right. So I'm going to do span for both. So copyright. I'm just going to copy this and paste this over here. Right. So this is supposed to be a link. Let's say anchor tag. Right. So I'm sorry, my voice is kind of low. Okay. It's 2024. Right. So this is okay. This code is way. This code is way. So I'm going to copy this as well. And paste this as well. Something similar. Save. Then also an anchor tag. Right. Then closing anchor tag. So about this. Okay. Okay. So this is not supposed to be here. Oh, what's wrong with this? Okay. So that's what I'm supposed to get. So let's see. Good. So this is what we're getting. So I could do something like this over here. So for this two, let me just see class text dark, right? So this will fix it. Then I also need the padding. We'll do something like this over here. PB of 4. Let's see. So good. This is what I have now. So this was design. This is what I'm having. Right. So you can see it's neat, cool, and everything is nice. So this is built using Bootstrap and little of CSS, right? So if I come to my CSS code, this is what I just have with CSS. Right now, this is all I put is a really kind of custom design. So we had written a lot of CSS code here, even though we had Bootstrap codes, right? But then if you compare the CSS code, it's really not much compared to when you have to do pure CSS, right? Now there are two things I want to do, which are to add an accordion. So just here an accordion work. If I come back, I can do something like this. Say sorry, I don't want to scatter the icon. I'm going to say bootstrap accordion. So let's see. This is the accordion. Bootstrap accordion. There's even carousel and stuff like that, right? So accordion is also called collapsible, right? Let's see. Okay, good, good, good. So this is an accordion, right? So you can do something like this. Just copy this, come over here, and paste this. Normally, you want to use this for something like frequently asked question, right? So before I work with us, I'm going to do something like this. Dot container, right? So ch3 h1 frequently asked questions, right? Paste this over here, right? So let's see what this will give to us. So can you see what I'm having? So that's the accordion, right? So I want this to go to the center. We'll do something like this. Just to go up here and do something like this. Frequently asked question, current, frequently asked question, give the class of text center, right? MB cherry, right? And this is what I'm having. Let me say MB4. This is what I'm having currently, right? So this is accordion, it's responsive. So what does that mean? When I go to small screen, you can see that the accordion is responsive, right? So how do we make this responsive? First of all, let's look at the header. You can see that the header is responsive to some extent. In fact, it's very responsive. This as well is responsive, right? So I don't need to work on this part. Why? Because of Bootstrap, right? Now, this is where I, kind of lost my responsiveness, right? So what will happen is just to change all flex to grid and all flex to block and stuff like that. So over here, I could do something like this. Control F, G flex, right? I could do something like D, LG flex, right? And that's what I will give to us. So all of my D flex, I've changed them to DLG flex. And this is the okay, don't need to be over. Let me start with the one I have on top, right? So if I go up, let me start with the one I have on top. Now this is for my nav. Now I don't do this for nav. This for my header, not the header as well. Okay, good. So first container now. So this should be DLG flex, right? So what does that mean? On large screen to be flex, on smaller screen to be block. So this is what I will get. Right, so good. Now I'm having block on smaller screen, right? Now all of these percentage values I'm going to change them, right? So this is what I will do. I think I'll change this to DMD flex so that to be for medium and what is it called? Medium and below. Is it above? Okay, come. Okay, medium. Okay, okay, good. All right, so medium and above. That's what it means. So now if I come back here, I could do something like this. So here I'll say DMD of flex as well. Right, so let's just work with the MD of flex, right? Alright, so we're going to work on those bits later on the MD of flex. So let's see what we're getting. So this is like this. I'm going to get something like this, right? So good. Now over here, what I'm getting. So where is this overflow coming from? It's coming from these images, right? Don't forget I gave a width of 20% the other time, so I'm going to work on those widths, right? So to some extent it's kind of responsive, right? But then the screen width it starts so the reason for that is my the percentage values I give, right? But then let's see what we're having. So if I change this, all these DMD or flex, I'm coming. Oh, okay. And it's supposed to be like this. Just give me a few seconds. Let me check. Okay, DMD flex, right? So requirement DMD of flex. Okay, good. Now you can see what I'm having, and this is coming here. This width is causing an overflow, right? And there's something I could do. Now for these members, right? So since that's causing an issue for the members, I say Ctrl F M M B R S, right? So I could do something like this. DLG. I say bring some last screen and above. So I think I vacuumed the overflow, right? So take note of that. So for this will be for medium screen, right? So this is what I'm having. So you can see that it's responsive to some extent, right? So for smaller screen, this is what I will have. But for this, when I'm on smaller screen, I want this to span the whole width, right? So it will be beautiful that way, rather than just taking this part. So what I'm going to be doing is this control F. This is my percentage values, right? So instead of me to do this, I'm going to do something like, so every 20% values of it, I'm going to give it a class, right? So I'm going to say delete all of this, remove all of this, I'll do something like this. Responsive width, right? I'm going to come here, I'll say dot responsive width. I'll say 20% first, right? And I'll write a media query for it. What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? Having an error. Oh. Responsive width. Then the width should be 20%, right? That's how it's supposed to be. Then now, okay, let's see. Consider it's working fine. So now this is what I'll do. I'll say, but when the screen width is okay, let's see. Um, okay, I don't think I can get 100% perfection for this. Okay, I know what I'll do. I'll say at media screen. So let's look for Bootstrap with stuff. Now there's no need of doing this. Going to Google searching for anything. I could inspect, right? Now for this inspection, this is what I will do. I can get screenshots from here. So let's see. Now you notice that this is okay. This is cool. When I'm getting to so good. This means the large screen starts from 9 999, right? 995, 990. So let's say I think it's 990, 991, 992. Okay, 992. Okay, good. So let's say and max width 992 pixels, right? That's what I want to do. My responsive width, I want to give them a width. I'll say dot responsive width, right? I want to come in for these guys. So I'm going to target them specially, right? So I'll see responsive width. Team. Responsive width team, right? So I'm going to come here, say responsive width team. So I want to give them separate classes, right? I'm going to say responsive width team. I want the width to be 100%, no longer 20%. That screen. Okay, good. I think this will fix it. Right, so when I come down, let's see. That's what I'm getting. Coming. This width is no longer. So let's see. Let's say background color of red. Okay, see what I'm having, right? So there is no longer what's it called? 20%, is now 100%. So I could do something like this as text align center, right? This will be better. Okay, this will be better. Then I could do something like a border, right? So it all depends on you, your style, and whatever you like to do. That fix that. Then so I think it's better this way. Even the team members, I could change it to the center position, right? Then for these other ones, so let me look for this part. That's okay. So for the team width, this will be for what's it called? 740. Okay, 750, 760. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not what I'm supposed to be looking at. So 768, okay, 767, right? So I'm going to come back and say at media screen and max width. So let's just try the CSS for this. So that's the reason we did responsive CSS before doing Bootstrap, right? So that sometimes you would like to customize Bootstrap to your taste, 767 pixels, right? So for 767 pixels, so I'm going to get this responsive width, only responsive width thing, right? I'm going to set the width to be 100%. And text alignment center as well. That's what we'll get. So this is what we're getting. Okay, let me say this should be 68 pixels, right? So to do it, right? Then now let's see. What about this? About this homework and what's it called? So let's look at those parts. Homework and about us. This is homework. Okay, how we work on about us. So let's see. Control F about us. Okay. Now we did this around the width of 70, width of 50, right? So it should be W MD of 50. I think this should do it. WMD of 50, WMD of 50. Let's see. Good. This is good. Right. So that's working well. Right. So that's that. Now I could do something like this. How we work, right? Okay, for the how we work. I'm going to do okay for this and something like this. T. Let me just give an my of 3, right? So it's going to work for both big and small screen. I don't know how to, can't really think very well now. Let me just say empty my of 3, right? So this will push it up and down, right? So I could even do my of 5 over here as well, my of 5, right? That's for that. So you can see we're having a responsive website between Bootstrap 5 and little CSS, right? You can see it's responsive. Oh, okay. I'm having issues with this. Okay. So this is what I'm going to do for that part. So that's coming from my input, right? Now, don't forget, we gave a width of 50 This should be WLG of 50, right? So let's see. That's what I'm having. WLG of 50. So the same thing applies to this. WLG of 50, right? So good. This has fixed it. In fact, let me change it to medium. I don't think LG is too. No. Let me change it to WMG so that it be for medium and above. Right? So um, okay. Okay. W50, right? WMG of 100. Let's see. Um, why can't I get this correctly? Okay, this guy is kind of scattering, so I could change the display. Okay, let's see. So this is the one here. If I highlight it, I could do something like MD flex. So let's see what it should be. Okay, that's what I'm having. The width of flex, right? Sorry, display of flex and last stuff. So could do something like this. So this width of 100, we are this width of 50. We'll change them to let's see. Since I could change them to width of 100. Let's see what I get. Um, okay, I think this is better this way. Yeah, this is better this way, right? So I don't think there's need for that class on large screen. So good. So this is what I'm having currently. Built with HTML, sorry, built with Bootstrap, right? I could stack this on smaller screen, but then just try it out. So this is responsive, built with Bootstrap and little CSS. Remember, this is kind of an advanced UI, right? It doesn't. This cannot just be built with Bootstrap alone. You need customization. Right, even these buttons, we are going to work on them, or I'm giving it to you as a challenge, work on them, things like that. Right, so this is what I'm having now. But then I said I wanted to do something that will show us Bootstrap, Grid, and Gutters, and the rest of them. Alright, so let's just go to Google and search for something. I'm going to say Bootstrap, Grid, right? Let's see what we're going to get. So this is the Bootstrap Grid system. This is what I'm having. So I have the row and I have the column. So I'm just going to copy this, right? So let me just demonstrate this. So this makes use of rows and columns. So just like the way we are, okay, no for much expansion. Let me just paste this. Let's say this should be before my, okay, okay. Let me put it over here. Right now, before I put this, I want to do something like this dot container. Let me see what I'm having. Okay, so this is a bootstrap grid. Okay, let's see what's happening on smaller screen. Okay, guys, see what's happening? It's being stacked on each other, right? So let's go and explain what that means. Remember, I just random code I copied. This video is already taking too long. I'm just going to explain that. Now, if I come over here, I'm going to do something like what's it called? I'm going to say empty. Okay, my of 5, py of 5, right? Come down. This is what I'm going to be getting. I could do something like this. Now I could do something like this. Look at this. Remember, all we've been doing ever since we used Flex, right? So this is the grid system. Now, how does the grid system work? It works by using the setting the row, right? Then setting different column span, right? The bootstrap column is divided into 12, I will follow into 12 column system. So it can be divided into anything of your choice. 12 can be divided into 6, can be divided into 4, can be divided into 3. I want to simply saying okay, column LG3, that is to say for large screen and above, be 3. Then for medium and above, I need 4 column. And then for small screen and above, I need 6 column span width. That is to say it should be, what's it called? Uh, um, column SMC, squeeze column span width. So I want it to span from one end of the screen to another, right? So that's just what it's simply telling us, right? So that's for small, right, and above. So that's something like this. So C system for normal, what is it called? Below small, it should be normal. That is, it should span from start to the end of the screen. It's kind of hard to understand, but let me just explain it again. Let me see. I know you're going to get it this time. Now, if I split this into two equal halves, right? Now, what column LG is doing, right? What column LG3 is saying that for a larger screen, I want 3 columns, right? Now, it should be broken down into divide by 3. When you divide 12 by 3, what will you have? You have 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, right? That's what it means then. On this screen size, what's it called? On medium screen size, see something like this, right? I want column, what's it called? Column MD4, right? Now I simply means divide by 4. What are you going to have? I'm going to have 3, right? So for this now, this is for this screen size. We're going to divide by 4. So that will give us 3. So this is what I'm having. So the last one is span over to the other line. Then now for small screen, right? Which is small and above, it should be what? 2. So that's when I'm having this here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So when I say 2, I mean column M6, right? So divide 12 by 6. What are you going to have? I'm going to have 2. So 1, 2, 1, 2. That's what it means then. For smaller screen sizes and anything below that, I want you to just span the full width. That's what that it means, right? I know it's kind of hard to understand, but just try as much as possible to follow it and do something with it. So thanks very much, guys, for joining. It's been a long video. Thanks very much. But I didn't have anything to do with all of these guys, but then we will to be a responsive web page. I just wanted to show you this Bootstrap grid system. Maybe in the future we're going to be applying it in projects, right? Thanks very much, guys, for joining. The video is already getting. In fact, the video is too long already. If you stick around to this time, I want to say congratulations on completing Bootstrap course with me with this Academy. Thanks very much, guys. Hope to see you in the next video. Bye.